Alright, so for this episode we're going to be making a guardian farm. And the reason I want to do this is the base I want to build is going to require a lot of this stuff. Mainly the dark pisarine, so we're going to need to do a squid farm or with a rose farm eventually. Probably after this episode, one or the other. Yeah, probably after this episode when we get this guardian farm all fully functional. And yeah, so we got the area 3 blocks. On the 3rd block you go up to the surface. We got that all marked out, so now we just gotta build the farm. And the one we're going to build is a modified one of my last one. Instead of only having one portal, we're going to have 3 layers of portals, I believe. And yeah, I gotta figure out where the bottom stops and everything, and then that's where they stop spawning up top, so we gotta get to that. But yeah, got some invisibility potions so the guardians can't see me. And then once we have this, we're going to surround the thing in glass. So I got a lot of smelting to do with very little coal, but gotta figure this out, so let's get to it. On to, and we gotta get a lot of obsidian too, I believe. Yeah, 4,000 obsidian. That's a lot. That is definitely 3 shulker boxes of obsidian. Okay. Well, let's get gathering resources now. Alright, glass has all been placed on all 4 sides. Now we need to get rid of the monument. And actually, because the water technically counts as a block, I'm actually going to drain it and then have to replace all the water. Just so I can see the schematic and not have to guess and everything and move it all around and stuff like that. So we're going to drain it. We're not going to be using sand and sponges and all that stuff like that. Going to be using flying machines to go across the thing the whole time. And I think now that I'm doing that, I'm going to have to drain, at least place something on the last block next to the glass so that nothing sticks to it. I might have to redesign the flying machine, I'm not sure, we'll have to see. But yeah, it's going to be by Il Mango for that flying machine, so that's going to be linked down in the description. Oh, maybe? I don't know. If you guys really want to see that, it might be linked in the description, it might not be. If not, it's on his channel. It's very easy to find. I think it's just... it might be called efficient water clear. I don't know. Something like that, but yeah. I gotta get rid of this monument. It should take about 30 minutes or so, something like that. I think I've done it in with the invisibility and the helmet with the conduit and beacon. We instant mine while swimming and everything, which is nice, so you don't have to sit there all the time. And yeah, this beats, to me, this is better than using all the sponges and sand. Just getting rid of the monument, which takes about as much time as it does to put in the sand usually to get it all. And then the sponges, only having 30 sponges right now for me, this is just definitely going to be much easier. And we have the slime now. I sat there a little bit, didn't spawn proof anything, but just sitting there for a couple hours gives me like a double chest of slime balls, which I'm perfectly fine with. And then obviously a little later date, when we get enough sea lanterns, we will definitely go light up everything, just so that we get an insane amount. So I do want to see how fast I think I can get with 7 chunks. I'm pretty sure it's going to be like ridiculous, but we will see in the future. So I got to go a lot more digging ahead of me. And remember to keep the visibility on, or else I will basically die in 2 shots to the guardians. They do that much damage, even with none of the right boots on. But yeah, I'm not really going to collect any of the blocks. It's not really need to, since we're going to be able to create a lot of them once the farm is done. But yeah, on to deleting the monument. Alright, monument is completely gone. I think I gotta go one more layer just to like fit the whole schematic in. And then we're going to get the schematic for the flying machine to go through all of the water and get rid of all of it at the same time. But yeah, great progress so far. Already got this monument surrounded by glass, besides the corner pillars, just so I know exactly where the corners are very easily. Which we'll probably replace in a little bit, but yeah, I gotta one more layer. So that that's what the bottom of the schematic is that very last layer. And then we can Start work on the farm. Once we drain it and everything. And yeah, this one goes pretty deep. I'm pretty sure it goes very close to like the bottom of the world just because how it generated. Okay, so I forgot that I needed to change the walls on at least this side to leaves and obsidian, but that side also had to be leaves so the slime blocks didn't stick to them. And yeah, slime machines are all built up. The return station go back this way, and then push the whole thing down. So yeah, we're ready to launch this. Backup has been made. So let's see if this works. We're going to have to replace the walls with glass and everything. But, I mean, we had to do that or else the thing will not fly at all. So let's see if we can get this to work. I'm going to go get a little spawn or a little pad over here so I can sit and we'll do a time lapse of this. Alright, so we had an issue there. These are supposed to be leaf blocks too, or else these slime blocks get stuck to it. And I'm pretty sure everything else should be fine. Yeah, everything else should be fine. Yeah. Everything else should be fine. Not too big of a deal. I mean, I lost about, like, what, 15 minutes or something like that before I got stuck. If that even, I mean... Well, yeah, we're gonna go again. That's why you make backups, because that would have sent me back... Oof. A good probably hour, 2 hours or something like that. So that's why I make the backup. But yeah, we'll go again. Alright, so some little bit time later, we got everything all fixed up on the Guardian Temple, and now we're getting ready to collect the obsidian. So instead of doing it the, I guess, normal way of mining the obsidian pillars, I'm doing it the redstone-y way by regenerating the obsidian portal, the obsidian platform right here, every time an entity goes through. So I get my mouse positioned in the right spot, and once we start breaking, the items go into the hoppers. And I guess I didn't wait long enough. I guess the minecart got stuck. Let's go check that. No, it might be sitting on the other side. Then I don't know why. It should be working. Yep, minecart's just sitting here, long at the wrong time. So we're just gonna wait for this minecart to go through the portal and back, and then we're fully chunk loaded. Should be like any second. See the torch go on real quick. There we go. And it comes back and we're all set. Alright. So what I was trying to show was the obsidian portal regenerating. You can see the items coming through. We're not going to recollect this. It's just cobblestones. I'm not too worried about it. And then, there we go. Shooting a little aiming a little too high. So back in the time, this is just enough time with an iron pickaxe, or an iron pickaxe, a diamond pickaxe, to where right when you break the last one, the obsidian portal will regenerate. But since we get that little bit extra, we have like an extra 2 blocks, I think, in there. But I'm perfectly fine with this. This is what I'm going to do for my obsidian. Only thing I'm going to watch with this is our pickaxe durability, but we'll keep be here for hours on end without having to worry about it. So I'm going to put an auto clicker on, go do some things around the house, and yeah. We'll be back once we have either this pickaxe is completely destroyed, or once we have enough. So I will be back soon. Alright, so for the Guardian farm, we do need a lot of glass, and I really didn't want to get 12 shulker boxes of sand by mining it out. So what I did is I set up a duper here. One of the simple ones. This is just for sand right now. We can obviously change it out for anything else. We just have to replace the blocks right here on top of the slime blocks. It also works with gravel, concrete powder, anything that hasn't affected by gravity will work on here. So dragon eggs, I don't know if they will, but yeah. So what we got here, we got the lever, and then these slime blocks push the sand over here to where these slime blocks can grab it. They get pulled up by these guys and then shot back over there. And at the same time that they land on this slime block here, they go through the portal, and yeah, dupes the sand and any gravity block you put there. So how did I get rid of these portal frames, you're asking? Well, if you choose the red mushroom, so you would go, so the portal's right here, you would go to this block right here, and then down one to where right here, place a dirt block, bone meal the red mushroom, and it'll replace the blocks for you. Simple like that. Nothing too big of an issue. It's very simple. And then the portal block just gets replaced by the mushroom. So we pop this on and pop through. You can see that the sand has momentum from each way it gets put in. And I didn't do the fourth one because I want to keep the obsidian farm here. So I wanted to keep that chunk loader on everything there, just so I didn't have to redo it and everything. But yeah, what's going on here is we got the sand falling through the string. The observer can observe that the item is falling through the string, and powers this block right here, which also powers the sticky piston. Gives it a 1-tick pulse to retract the trapdoor and put it back. And the sand, it is a bottom trapdoor, so that the sand will break when it falls on it. You could use a slab here like that too, but the trapdoors work perfectly fine. And yeah, it pops off. We get 3 sand every time one of these falls. There's 3 of them clumped up because we had, remember, on the overworld we had 3 long strip on each side. So every about 2 seconds we get about 9 sand. And if obviously we had the 4th one, we would get 12 sand. But I'm perfectly fine with this. We're going to make a concrete 1-2 later. So we're going to have basically what we're going to have different when I put the concrete one in is we're going to have a sticky piston basically right here to push and pull this block up, so that when it's up, the 2 block entities go down, so it's in the sand gravel mode. And then when it's down, the things will fly past. Then we put up a concrete blast chamber over there. Something like Il Mango. He basically posted a video on this a little bit earlier, a little bit ago. So the same issue or the same idea. So yeah, we're gonna have to get rid of a lot of the island, but we'll be fine. Shouldn't make it too massive. I do want to eventually get a furnace array in here as well, and like supply it with charcoal. That's a whole project in and of itself, not for right now. But yeah, throw these extra sand down there, and you can see it's very. I mean, to me it beats mining all the sand, but some people are probably against the duping. For this, I'm okay with it since they are like one of the blocks that aren't renewable per se. To go out and mine it. But yeah, I'm all for it. It saves me a lot of time, and it's not as cheaty to me as it would be just to go into creative. But okay, so I needed a lot of ice, and I've been going at it for a while, and I mined 25,000 just in the packed ice biomes on the rivers or the ocean. There's just a big platform of ice. I've been mining that, So I did that for a little bit, then I'm like, okay, so this is getting a little bit ridiculous. And yeah, so I did this. I basically just took a schematic of what I had for one of my other worlds, and this is what I did. It's just a big platform, just obviously just temporary because I made it out of cobblestone and everything like that. We're gonna definitely build a better ice farm down the road, so that's a little bit more automated, and yeah. So this is what I've been doing for now. I'm sitting here for a little bit, and we got a bunch. So this is a 10,000, or it's basically 100 by 100. So it's basically a 10,000 block platform. And yeah, it this would be about 10,000 ice if you get a full harvest. So we're gonna get around that in this, which is gonna be cool. So yeah, it's gonna help us a lot with the Guardian farm since we need water since we did drain it, and getting that many water buckets, it would basically be around 50,000 water buckets, I think it was, but it's insane. So that's why I'm doing this. So we're gonna get this, we're gonna head back, and then I'll show off the first layer once it's almost done. We have like a couple more water things to fill in, and then we're basically done there. So yeah, let's get mining all this ice. Okay, so after about 10 hours of working on this, we finally have our first of 3 layers in. And the only thing I have to do to finish the layer is just cap it off with some slabs real quick. But I didn't want to do that because then you couldn't see very easily. But this is just how it works. As you can see, the only thing I took the longest part was the ice, because to do all this separately. And it's around about 4 stacks of ice, I think, per section. Something like that, maybe 5, I don't remember. I lost count. I was just throwing a couple movies. I think just the ice itself took me about 2 hours, or maybe a little bit more. Everything else took me like it was a breeze to do, but the next layer should go a bit easier. I know what I'm doing, and yeah. So get the slabs on. The slabs we can actually show. We have to go down a little bit though, so we have to go down. Obviously this guardian on top of the glass that was just there won't be there. He will just not be there, so yeah, the slabs, when they push them, so when they come up they get pushed right into the portal instead of jumping up and down like they are right now. But yeah, the slabs are not going to be dark passerine. I don't have that right now, so they're going to be smooth stone, and yeah, that's going to be that. And then on the nether side for right now, we can go check that out. We have a little bit of a kill chamber. Let's bring that all the way down so we don't have that in our way. And it's a bit iffy, but we make it work. So yeah, right now they fall down. Doesn't look like it's working 100%. But yeah, they get pushed down. So one side triggers a tripwire, which starts a clock back here. And yeah, items take it down to here. I think it works better if it's under full load, but this is definitely not working 100% right now. So I'm going to see what I can do and try to fix it. But yeah, we'll see what I come up with later. But add more to the farm first, then we'll work on this other side. I just wanted to have something so that there's not just guardians, you know, following it everywhere around here and destroying things. But yeah, let's get back to work on the farm. Alright, so second layer is in, as I said before, and I'm wondering why I'm up here. And this is because we got a portal that links for the items. And we went to the top, so we're at basically the same level, eye level as the other one. I had to do some changing a little bit, so this is why that's still up there. But yeah, right now, this is where the items end up once they come through the overworld side. And we're just waiting for the next batch of items to come through the portal, which should have been right there. Yep, there we go. And yeah, that's just me over here. So I'm actually not even loading half of the farm. I'm barely loading any of it. But yeah, AFK spot's going to be moved over directly over the farm itself. And you see some guardians. So we are loading a pretty good majority of it, but obviously you're not getting the bottom layers or anything like that because we're so far away. But once we get over top over here, we'll be in a perfect spot. And I did design a storage already in Creative. I'm not going to show that off yet because I'm kind of waiting for the next episode where we do that, because it's not going to be done this episode. I've already spent over 20-25 hours on this farm itself. So yeah, that'll be part of the next episode. But yeah, you can see just how fast it is already with me not even being in the perfect spot and not even having the third layer on. So yeah, let's go to the nether side and we'll show it off real quick. So we're going to go to free cam here just so it's easy, because it's easier to show off and everything, just because of the verticality with everything right now. So yeah, we did the same thing all the way up, as you can see. So I showed this off. You just put a pressure plate with the items and they get pushed over. So you funnel down to a 1x1. You see one side goes, then the other side goes, and then the bottom one goes. Pushes it over. Drops get pushed up, and then it gets detected based off the items, not at the clock or anything like I did before. So I did it before with the creeper farm, I think it was, in the last world. Is I got the signal from this, sent it up like this, and then powered it like that, and then put a whole chain of things up. I did it differently this way just because there wouldn't need to be a bunch of observers and everything. And there's just one that's detecting the items and everything like that. See, that goes all the way up to the surface, not surface, the bedrock ceiling essentially. And then we have a simple one where it just detects it and then shoots it off into the portal. So it's essential that we have this portal be 4 high, and we shoot it to the bottom-ish one so it gets a little bit of momentum when it goes through the portal, as you saw. If you send it through, sometimes it would only like land on the block, and then you're kind of difficult to get the items out of it. So sending it through like this, the 4 high portal on the other side as well, allows it to keep the momentum, so it goes like this onto the next block, which is where we need to put the water source, allowing us to transfer the items like that. So yeah, we got storage lined up and everything, and yeah. So we're gonna basically take the items from these portals over here, and then put a portal. We might have a portal in the top of this, depending on everything. It might need to be on top of the bedrock, so we might have to break some bedrock to get up to it, but it shouldn't be an issue. Just so that these portals don't link to the, so like this portal doesn't link, all these portals down here, you gotta make sure they don't link to this one, which they don't. You haven't seen a single guardian come through, which is perfectly fine. And you gotta make sure these ones don't link with the one above in the nether, so let me get guardians going to the wrong portal. But I'm pretty sure as long as you build it above the regular portal for the kill, the fall, the hit take, I think we should be fine. So yeah, we got one more layer to go. Let's see, we got 2 layers all done. Yeah, this is taking me a very, very long time. Okay, after, I want to say about 30-40 hours, including getting all the ice and everything, the farm is completely done. Everything is all in place. All the ice, slabs, soul sand, obsidian, and they're all linked. I did do a temporary storage, so I did realize for my storage up there, which is this orange box up here, that we are going to need a bit of prism rings. I did build it out of that. And so I started to store some of the stuff. Obviously there's no sorters, it's just a quick sorter to get at least some stuff. And you can see the, let's go all the way up to here. This will be our AFK point with this 3 blackstone right here in the middle. So this will basically make sure that mobs can only spawn in our farm and the caves underneath are not looted. Now obviously I know building my storage up here is going to decrease the rates of the farm since the highest blocks are up there. But this thing's already fast enough as it is, and yeah. So this is our full bottom down here. You can see everything, and you can just see from the small snippets of the farm how fast it is. And if we go over to the storage over here, where the portal items come through the portal, you can see the cluster of items, and that is about 18 stacks of items every 7 seconds. So yeah, it's pretty insane. So we just do slash trigger and this one right here. We get this data point that we can use, place it down, set the time we want. Default is 2 minutes. I'm going to track it for 60 minutes to give us a full sample size, because if you do it for like a certain amount of time, it averages it out. So we'll just do the whole 60 minutes since we're going to need the items anyway. And then yeah, that just gives us, it helps us with the tracking items, rates of the farm, and stuff like that. So yeah, these are all filled, obviously, because this has been running since I placed this in before I started building the third layer. Because I already designed my storage before I built the third layer. And yeah, the nether side is working flawlessly. Not a single issue with the item elevator or item condenser, which I'm pretty happy about. And yeah, overall, it's nice. It was a pain to build. The ice was the only thing that I hated the most, because about every layer took about 2-3 hours just to place an ice, and it's starting to rain. Well, let's check how much ice we've actually done. Holy, okay. So I've mined about 100,000 ice, but I've only used about 50,000 in this farm because I had to mine it first at the ice farm, then I had to place it and then mine it again. So technically we've used about 50,000 ice for this farm already. But yeah, farm is all done. I am definitely calling it here. This was a project and a half. It looks so simple in the video where gnembon showed it off. I was like, oh, it was only too bad. And then I started getting all materials and everything. And I was like, wow, this is taking a lot longer than I anticipated. So roughly about 30 hours. We're on day 554. And yeah, that's where this is and now. So next episode, we're going to build probably a tree farm, since we're going to need a lot of chests. I don't remember how many chests are in this. So yeah, we're a whole shulker box of chests, not including, yeah, so about 2 shulker boxes of chests we're going to need for this up top. Yeah. A lot of glass too, about almost 2 shulker boxes. Yeah, 1 and 2 shulker boxes because of the glass. And we got some panes, and yeah. It's going to be a lot of things, but we need it. This thing's going to produce, he said, about 500,000 in perfect condition. So I'm going to estimate about 400,000 because we don't have a full perimeter yet. And I don't really want to do a perimeter. But yeah. Make sure you like, subscribe, all those sorts of things, and I'll see you in the next one.